This is CNN, the world's news network.
The man accused of killing a mother of 4 in an act of road rage said little in court today, but before his arrest, what Eric Noish apparently told his friends calls into question whether this was road rage at all. Noish has yet to enter a plea and will return to court next month to face charges of murder, attempted murder, and other crimes. He allegedly shot and killed Tammy Myers in her Las Vegas driveway week before last. The family says Noish was after Myers and her family over an earlier run-in in their cars, but 2 of Noish's buddies told police that Noish said after the shooting that he quote-unquote got those kids. They were after me and I got them, end quote. And then there was even more. Noish's attorney says there is a chance some of his statements to police may be tossed out since he was high when he was arrested. So with me now, I've got defense attorney Randy Zellen and former prosecutor Dan Schorr. Guys, good to see you both. First of all, on the notion of this may not be road rage after all, is that because apparently they knew each other?
Certainly that's going to play into it. What made this national headlines, and I will give you all the credit for this, is the fact that this was strangers driving. Road rage incidents are so rare, so scary. We've all been on both sides of them that it's like, oh my God. And now to find out that mom may have gone home, hey son, do me a favor, grab your gun, we're gonna go hunting for somebody who threatened me. Then throw in, do they know each other, not know each other, built-in reasonable doubt, but all of a sudden this is not the national, oh wow, road rage that we thought it was.
It wasn't just the road rage, it was the idea that someone could follow you home after a road rage incident and shoot you outside your home. That's what really scared the public and made this such a national story. Now we're learning there was more to it, that there was some confrontation. The mother followed the defendant around allegedly, but then there's issues with the description also. So was this defendant the shooter? And if he was the shooter, was he justified?
Right, so that's one of the questions. And then we had the whole thing playing out live a couple of days ago, this whole standoff. And, you know, there was an initial suspect description of someone who was 6 feet tall, and it turns out that this young man is 5'3".
And 100 pounds.
How does that happen?
Well, there were supposedly more than one person in the car.
Correct.
And police, at least at one point, were looking for other suspects. Whether they still are is unclear, but maybe the 6-foot person was another person in the car, or maybe it was just a wrong description. We don't know yet.
But what happens is you're beginning to see the underpinnings of a defense of simply reasonable doubt, because you can't get the description right. Then you say to yourself, wait a minute, why would you even have all of these different encounters if they knew each other? Apparently mom had counseled the defendant over the so they're rather close.
I don't know if close is the right
close
word.
enough to counsel. I mean,
sure.
You don't just provide counseling to anyone when they suffer a loss. So they know each other. So what is this chance encounter? Why wouldn't the defendant have said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, ma'am, I didn't realize that it was you, or vice versa? And then the second encounter, the whole self-defense, who's the aggressor, who's not the aggressor, the misdescription. Thank God that the law enforcement just doesn't know. Shut your mouth, put your case together, and present your case in a courtroom.
But the defendant supposedly made statements putting himself at the scene as a shooter, saying he was defending himself. If that's true, the description issue doesn't really matter in the end, because then it's an issue of self-defense.
Told to friends, but if those are told to friends, whether they're coming in, not coming in, we don't know.
All right, Dan Schorr, Randy Zellen, thank you both very much. We'll see where it goes. And if there are other suspects, where are they? Appreciate both of you very, very much here on CNN. Coming up next, the Oscars. Did you watch? The Oscars, usually a night for Hollywood to celebrate, but last night, many celebrities